Okay, I got this. Winged liner. I've seen teenagers do this. Okay, start off. That's just a nice wing. Oh, that's a little thick. Oh well. Okay, just gently drag that across. I just try to fill that in. Oof. Okay, well that's a little rough. A little Amy Winehouse, but let's make it work. All right, next eye. I can do this. Let's make this even. All right. First line down, and let's just drag that second one across. Okay, that's a little steep, but let's just roll with that. Okay, let's fill it in a bit. Okay, not too bad. We don't look like a panda, so yeah, let's do this. Hey, it's okay. That's not at all even. Okay, let's make that a little thicker. Maybe that'll help. Okay, just a little. Oh, full on Amy Winehouse, and not at all even. Okay, let's try that again. And I am the lead singer of Kiss. Screw this. I'm being a panda today. Oh crap. Oh well. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Miss Peanut and I have no makeup on again. But the reason for that is because I'm going to demo a bunch of different stuff today. So I always get compliments and comments on my wing liner because I do wing liner like every single day. It's become my like go-to. Even if I don't put on like eyeshadow, I'll at least put on like wing liner, so my eyes have a little something going on. But I have 3 different types of liner, and I wanted to show you some different ways to apply them to make it a little bit easier for yourself. These are like tips that I've picked up throughout the years of doing makeup and trying to figure out wing liner, because it has not always been easy. I was looking at pictures from college at like my winged liner. Oh my gosh. It was a mess. It was just like a blunt line off the side of my face. It was not good. But I wanted to kind of show you some easier ways of doing them until you get in the routine and get the hang of figuring all of this stuff out. So I have some different stuff. That's why I have no makeup on, so I can easily remove all of this and get going with the next thing. So I will be right back. Bye. Okay, so we are all kinds of zoomed in on my face. So the first one that I want to kind of demo is what I do every single day. And this is my Stila All Day Waterproof Eyeliner. And this is going to be exactly what I do every single day. So I kind of just measure up. I have an eyelash on my eye. Make a wish. Oh, it's stuck. I had an eyelash. So I just measure up the point of my eyebrow with the outer corner of my eyeball and my nose. I'm gonna put the cap back on so I can kind of show you what I mean by that. See? And I apologize if I'm not looking directly at the camera. It's almost a little bit easier when it's this close to look at the other screen. So, sorry in advance. But this is literally exactly what I do every single day. And I'm not going to line my whole eye just for this, because however you line your eyeliner is kind of up to you. Just keep it close to the waterline, keep it really close to the lash line so there's no spaces. But I always, and I know this is going to be really jumbled, sorry about that in advance, be confident with your strokes. Don't get choppy or anything. So I usually just take one and I'll immediately draw a line kind of just down into the corner of my eye, and then I'll either, depending on what size of the wing I want, if I want a really really bold one, or if I want one that's a little bit more kind of natural-ish, I'll either start all the way again at the tip, or I'll start just a little bit lower. And for this demo I'll just start a little bit lower than the actual wing. I'll just kind of blend it in with the rest of the liner itself. See? Just like that. And it's super easy if you like want a little bit more defined. Just go back in. And kind of fiddle around with it. See? There's that. Not that difficult. Alright, so now that that is done, I want to show you just an easier way that I've figured out how to apply it. And I'm going to use the exact same pen. It's kind of like a felt tip pen. But you're going to take a piece of tape and you're going to want to apply it on the back of your hand first so that it doesn't like stick to your face a lot. And just kind of put that tape where you want your wing to be. And this looks really funny, but it gives you a pretty good template of where you want to go. So you can kind of draw on both the tape, see, like that. And it'll give you a nice crisp line for your eyeliner. And then I know it looks like a mess, but I'm going to very gently peel it off. And look, just a really simple, easy way of figuring out like a good wing. See, it's a little bit different looking than the one that I did freehand, but it happens. It's not that difficult. Alright, I'm going to quickly rinse this off, and then we will get back with another demo. Alright, so hang tight, guys. Okay, so we're back, and I have the You're So Fine waterproof liquid liner from Elizabeth Mott. And I don't use a lot of liquid liner like this per se because it's not something that I'm particularly fond of. It takes a little bit longer to dry and I tend to get a little crazy. So I'm going to just gently, see, you can tell that it's like a little brush, like a little paintbrush. And it's just, this isn't my particular favorite of applying. I've never been a liquid liner, like this kind of liquid liner fan myself, but it is what it is. So since I'm not a big fan and I don't use a lot of liquid liner, I'm not going to get all crazy and go freehand. I'm going to use a piece of tape because we can all use a little bit of tape. So this is a glitter one, so it's going to be a little bit different in applying than, you know, a regular liner. So I'm just, again, using the tape as a template. And going over. I will say the one definite bonus of using this kind of liquid liner is you can get a really nice defined wing. Like, it's really easy to get a good defined point just because this is so fluid. There's no dragging of the skin or anything like that. So I'm going to remove the tape and see where it kind of smudged a little bit. That's why I'm not so fond of liquid liner. I suggest I can give you suggestions for other liners. I don't like liquid liner. It is completely purely a personal choice. It's just not, it's not what works for me. I know a lot of people who swear by liquid liner. I am not one of them. But you can tell it's really easy to kind of work with it. However, it does smudge really easily and really quickly. So you have to be a little bit more gentle and a little light-handed when you use this, just because it kind of gets a little messy and a little bit crazy. So I'm going to take this off and then I will go with another liner, and I'll tell you all about that when it gets there. Alright, bye. Okay guys, last but certainly not least is gel liner, and this one I got from Micah Beauty Cosmetics. I think I got it in a BoxyCharm box, like last month before. This is highly pigmented and I totally love it. However, this particular brand does not leave a lot of room for error. It is super dark, and if you mess up, you gotta learn to live with it because it stays, which is great. It's super awesome if you like your liner to be super dark, which I do, but I wouldn't recommend this if you are just learning how to apply gel liner. I would go with a different brand. Maybelline has a really good one. I learned how to practice that. e.l.f. also has some good pots. That's another brand that I learned to practice with because they were inexpensive and I could go through them like nobody's business. Alright, but I want to again show you the tape technique just because it's so much easier to learn with using tape and then going back and figuring out how to apply it, without using the tape. And I'm going to use my Sigma E10, Sigma E10 brush to apply it with because it's just a great brush. I have a ton of different eyeliner brushes, but I really like this one because it's really easy to fiddle around with and work with. So I'm going to do both eyes for this particular one. So one with the tape, one without the tape. So my left eye is going to be my tape eye. So I already applied to the back of my hand and all of that jazz. I look crazy. So I'm just going to take just a little bit on the brush. I don't want to get too cray with this, but I'm just going to gently apply that. Okay, let's take that tape off. Woo! And another thing that I love about this particular brush and this particular brand is it's super easy to play with. So I can create some pretty big wings with just a really easy brush. Alright, so I'm going to move to my right eye, and this one's going to get a little crazy because I need the mirror to be in a different angle. So I'm going to try to show you as best as I can, but we'll see how it's going to work. So, measuring all of this stuff to kind of help create a line in my head for me already through and steady wins the race for this one. Don't go too quickly. One, you're just trying to figure all of this out. Slow and steady. So, if you need to go back to the pot and get a little bit more product, be sure to do that so you're not like pulling your eyes. So, there's the start of it. Let's define that a little bit more because, let's make it crazy. So, I made just a little bit of an error, just a dot, which is why I always keep some kind of makeup remover. Usually it's a Q-tip, but I don't have a Q-tip with me. Also, this is the reason why I didn't apply any makeup. In case I messed up, I could just fix it. But pretty much, I know it's not perfect, but makeup doesn't have to be perfect as long as you like it. But those are just some kind of easier techniques, and I know I look really weird right now. Oh, since I'm almost done, I may as well show you why I did this particular liner last and why I don't recommend it for people who are kind of just starting out with makeup, because it's not the easiest to get rid of. Like, I have to almost pull my eye. Like, it's not a fun one to remove. All my other ones I can remove like just gently. This one I kind of like, I have to sit and I have to work with, and you know, 5 minutes later I'm still scrubbing, and I mean, like, there's still a line on my face, which, you know, good and bad. I totally love that brand. It's super highly pigmented, but it's not easy to get off. I'm a child. It's not easy to remove. But I'm going to zoom out so you can actually see my face for a little bit, so I'll be right back. Okay, so those are just kind of some easy ways to figure out liner and winged eyeliner and all of that good stuff. It all really just takes practice. I mean, truly that's what it comes down to, is just practicing this kind of stuff over and over again. I spent many a Friday night inside up close with a mirror trying to figure out how the crap this worked, because everyone else could magically do it and I couldn't, and I just put in some elbow grease and I tried to figure out as best as I can. Winged eyeliner is definitely something that I think that you can continue to like learn and continue to be good at and continue to grow with, because styles are always changing. You're always getting better. It's like any craft or any hobby. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But again, I wanted to kind of talk about the ones that I use. So my Stila one, the pen thing that I used first, that is my go-to. I literally use that every day, pretty much. I mean, I use it probably 5 to 6 times out of the week. It is my favorite liner. I have more than a few pen liners, but hands down the Stila one is my favorite. It is 112% worth spending the money for. It is so great. It doesn't budge, it doesn't crease. I love it. Like, I have the Kat Von D one, and it doesn't hold a candle to the Stila one. It's good, don't get me wrong. Like, it's still very good, very well pigmented, but for my eyes, it doesn't work as well. But that's makeup. You know, one thing that works for someone else, it's not going to be their, you know, your holy grail. But it is my particular holy grail when it comes to liner. And then the next one is that Elizabeth Mott one, and it's a liquid. I'm not a liquid liner person. I'm just not. Like, I don't like it. It's messy to me. It's just not my thing. And I know a ton of other people who swear by a liquid liner. I just am not one of them. It's not something that I recommend, and I'm not easy to recommend it. Like, I have more than a few makeup products that didn't work for me, but I know work great for other people, so I'll recommend them, even though they're not stuff that I personally use. This is just not one thing that I recommend ever, really. And then the next one is gel liner, which I almost want to say gel liner is a little bit easier to learn with. You just kind of have to find a good brush. Like, I have a few different brushes. Let me pull them out real quick. That I've used in the past and I still use. So the Sigma E10 one is just, it's really fine. It's a fine point. I use it all the time. I have one from, I think, Seta. I don't know the name of this brush, but it's almost the same. I really like this one because it's angled just a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the brush itself, like the tip, is angled, so it's a little bit easier. You don't have to, it's not straight, so it's more user-friendly, more ergonomic for when you're, you know, trying to use it. And then the next one is actually an e.l.f. concealer brush. This is the brush that I learned to do all winged liner with. My good friend recommended it to me, and I think it was like $1. So I do go through these ones really quickly, because after about 10 or so uses, the bristles will start to get a little bit, they won't stay together as well. So I mean, it's a cheap brush. You get what you pay for. It's $1, so if I get 10 uses out of it, I'm more than happy. But it's a great brush when you're just learning how to do makeup. It's great. I love this brush. This was like my go-to when I was using like any kind of gel liner up until I got these other two brushes. It's awesome and it's cheap and it's so cool. And you can also use the like the e.l.f. gel liner pots. That's a great way of practicing because they're also inexpensive. So you can, you know, continue to use them over and over and over again until you get comfortable with, you know, doing gel liner. And then you can kind of like slowly graduate up into like different styles and different brands. Like, I love this one. I would not recommend it to someone who is new to winged eyeliner or new to gel liner, just because that stuff stays where you put it. Like, there's like no room for error with this particular brand. So just find a cheaper one. Doesn't even need to be waterproof, just so you can kind of get in the rhythm of practicing, because truly practice is what is going to make the difference. I can't give you any magical technique that is going to instantaneously make you the winged eyeliner master. It's all practice. That really is it. So don't get discouraged if you can't do things right off the bat, because there's still plenty of makeup stuff that I cannot do. Plenty. Which is good, because it continues to give me something to aspire to try to attain, and to kind of practice towards. So I'm not upset with that. It just all comes down to practicing and figuring out what kind of style work for you, what doesn't, all of that jazz. Alright, I am going to stop talking because I'm pretty sure everyone is sick of hearing my voice by now. I know I am. Alright, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to like and comment. If you want to see more videos like this and all of my past ones, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!